Some games are so good and they deserve to blow up, but for some reason they just didn't sell. Today we're looking at some amazing games that flopped at launch, and because of that we'll probably never see a sequel. It's a real shame too, because these games had serious potential. Let's give them the spotlight they never really got. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so when Guardians of the Galaxy came out back in 2021, not many people cared about it. A lot of folks just ignored it or thought it was going to be bad, mostly because there was another Marvel game before this, the Avengers one, and that game was kind of boring and not great. So people thought Guardians of the Galaxy would be the same kind of thing. But guess what? It's actually really, really good. This game is like a big space movie, but you get to play it. You control Star-Lord, the main guy with the jet boots and blasters. But you're not alone. The whole gang is with you. Rocket, Groot, Drax, and Gamora. They're all in the story all the time, and they talk a lot. Like seriously, they're always chatting and yelling and making jokes, but it's funny and cool, not annoying. It feels like they're real friends even when they argue. The story is super fun. There's action, sad parts, funny parts, and even some heartwarming stuff that might make you feel things. You go to different planets, meet weird creatures, and get into big battles. It's like being inside a Marvel movie, but better in some ways because you're actually doing stuff, not just watching. The game looks beautiful too. The planets and space stuff are colorful and cool to look at, and the characters look great and have a lot of detail. You can tell the people who made the game really cared a lot. The only thing is not many people bought it. It didn't sell well, so even though it's an awesome game with a great story and fun characters, it kind of flopped. Which is sad because this game is actually a masterpiece in its own way. It's not too long, not too hard, and it keeps you hooked the whole time.
Rejecting the promise, you have proven yourselves unworthy, and you must be destroyed!
Hey, so before we continue the video, a little while ago I got this cool device from Ulanzi. This is the Ulanzi D200H deck dock. I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I just thought it was a stream deck, but after setting it up and using it for a bit, I realized it's way more than that. For just 90 bucks, the Ulanzi deck offers pro features at a starter budget. It's a powerful tool that makes your whole setup feel smoother and faster. It's basically a programmable macro keyboard that can turn any complicated action into a single button press. I use it for pretty much everything now, from gaming to just my daily PC stuff. For gaming, I can map out repetitive combos or game actions to a single key, which is pretty freaking useful. Setting up a macro is as easy as drag and drop, and there's no coding required. Even though it has 14 buttons, you get endless control because you can customize as many functions as you want. The deck supports multiple profiles, and each profile can have up to 10 pages, so you'll never run out of room for your shortcuts and macros. So if this deck has got you interested, make sure to check it from the link in the description. Now let's continue the video. Spec Ops: The Line. Okay, so this one's called Spec Ops: The Line, and yeah, at first it just looks like a regular army game. Like you see the cover, you see the name, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's just one of those boring military shooters, but man, this one is different, like really different. It tricks you. It starts off normal, then slowly turns into something way deeper and kind of dark, but in a good way. You play as the soldier named Walker. He's leading a small team into this city called Dubai, but it's not the normal Dubai we know. This place is destroyed. Sand everywhere, buildings falling apart. It looks like a war zone mixed with a sandstorm nightmare, and you're there to find another soldier who went missing. Sounds simple, right? But the more you play, the more messed up things get. At first, you think you're the hero. You think you're doing the right thing, but then the game starts showing you stuff that makes you stop and think, like, wait, are we the good guys? And that feeling just keeps growing. There's this one moment. It's really heavy. Like, I won't spoil it, but it hits you hard. Makes your stomach feel weird. It's not about jumping and shooting anymore. It's about choices, regret, guilt, stuff you don't usually feel in a game like this.
I'm gonna kill every last one of you.
And what's crazy is most people missed it. When this game came out, it didn't sell much. Barely anyone talked about it. They thought it was just another army shooter. But the truth is, this game has one of the smartest stories ever put into a shooter. No joke. It's not just about action. It's about what war does to people. Like, really shows the human side of it. Even the ending messes with your brain. You finish the game and just kind of sit there quiet thinking about everything you did. It's not fun in the yay let's play again kind of way. way. It's more like, wow, what did I just go through? The gameplay is pretty standard: shoot, take cover, move forward. But the way the game tells its story and how it makes you feel, that's where it shines. The city looks amazing too, like all the sand and broken glass and orange skies. It's creepy and beautiful at the same time. But yeah, Spec Ops The Line didn't sell a lot. It flopped when it launched, but people who did play it still talk about it today because it's not just a game, it's an experience, a masterpiece hiding in plain sight. Prey, 2017. So, Prey is one of those games that a lot of people skipped. It came out in 2017, and yeah, it kind of flopped. Like, not many folks talked about it, and even less actually played it, but man, they missed out big time. This game is crazy good. It's one of those smart sci-fi games where you really gotta use your brain, but it's also super fun and creepy in a cool way. You play as this character named Morgan Yu. You wake up on this giant space station called Talos, and guess what? The station's a mess. Something went really wrong. There's these creepy black alien things called Typhon running around. They don't talk, they just shapeshift and attack you. Some of them can even pretend to be stuff like coffee cups or chairs, and then boom, they jump at your face. It's wild, keeps you on your toes the whole time. But here's what makes Prey awesome. It's not just about shooting aliens, it's about exploring, solving problems, making choices, like real choices. You can sneak, you can fight, or even use weird alien powers you find. There's no one right way to do stuff. The game lets you be creative. You find different paths, hack doors, climb vents, or even glue things together to make your own way. It makes you feel smart, like a space detective or something. The space station is super detailed too. Every room feels lived in. You find notes, emails, stuff from the people who used to live there. You start to piece together what happened. It's like reading a sci-fi book while also fighting monsters. The story's deep too. It messes with your head. There are questions about who you really are, what the Typhon really want, and if you're even making the right choices. Some of the twists are super shocking. You might finish the game and still be thinking about it for days. A sad thing is this game didn't sell well, even though it was made by a great studio and had amazing ideas. It just kind of got ignored. Maybe the trailers didn't show how cool it was, or maybe people just weren't in the mood for a slow burn space game at the time. But now, years later, more and more folks are going back and realizing how special Prey really is. It's a hidden gem. If you like smart games with deep stories, cool powers, and creepy aliens, this is for you. It may have flopped when it came out, but honestly, it's a masterpiece in disguise. You just gotta give it a chance. Alien Isolation. Okay, so Alien Isolation is one of those games that a lot of folks didn't finish or didn't even try. Some people said it was too slow or too scary. And yeah, sure, it is scary, but man, this game is something special. It flopped kind of hard when it came out, but now it's a masterpiece, straight up. So here's the deal. You play as this woman named Amanda Ripley. She's the daughter of Ellen Ripley from the old Alien movies. You go to this space station called Sevastopol, trying to find out what happened to your mom, but of course nothing goes as planned. There's this alien on board, not just any alien, the big scary one with the shiny head and the creepy mouth inside a mouth thing, and it is hunting you the whole game. Here's what makes Alien Isolation different. You're not some big action hero, you don't have a ton of guns, you don't even get to fight the alien most of the time. You gotta hide, sneak, stay quiet, you're crawling under tables, hiding in lockers, trying not to breathe too loud. That alien is smart too. It hears you, smells you, and it learns. If you hide in the same place too often, it'll figure it out. It's like you're really being hunted, and that makes everything way more intense. The space station looks amazing too. It's got this old school sci-fi vibe, like 1970s future style. Blinking lights, clunky computers, heavy doors, all of it feels real. It feels like you're inside one of those classic movies. The sound design is crazy too. Every little beep or hiss makes you jump. Sometimes you'll hear the alien crawling through the vents above you and just freeze in place, scared to move. The story is pretty solid too. It keeps you moving and gives you just enough hope to keep going even when things feel hopeless. You meet other people, try to survive and uncover what happened on the station, and it's not just the alien, there are creepy androids too. They walk real slow and talk in this weird, calm voice, but if they grab you, you're done for. So you're not just hiding from one thing, it's a whole mess of danger. But yeah, when the game dropped, a lot of people didn't finish it. They said it was too long or too hard. Some folks just gave up. So it didn't sell great, it didn't get the hype it really deserved. But here's the truth. If you stick with it, it becomes one of the most unforgettable horror games ever made. It's not just about jump scares, it's about tension, fear, that feeling in your gut where you don't know if you're gonna make it. The game nails that feeling. And now, years later, more and more people are going back and calling it a classic. Because that's what it is. A quiet, scary, beautiful masterpiece. Ryse, Son of Rome. Man, Ryse Son of Rome is one of those games that people made fun of when it came out, like for real. Folks said it was just a tech demo, just something shiny to show off the Xbox One's graphics. And yeah, it does look amazing. Even today, it still looks like a game from the future. The armor, the blood, the giant battles, all of it looks super real. But you know what? This game was way more than just pretty graphics. It had heart. Play as this Roman soldier named Marius. His story starts off simple. He's trying to protect his family, fight for Rome, do the whole honor thing. But then things go really bad. His family gets murdered, the empire's falling apart, and everything turns into this big, crazy revenge story. You're marching through burning cities, fighting barbarians, leading armies, and shouting commands. It feels big and epic, like you're in a Hollywood movie. The gameplay is pretty simple. You fight with a sword and shield, and you do these cool finishing moves in slow motion. Some people said it was too repetitive, but honestly it feels satisfying. Like, it's just fun to swing a sword and slam enemies with your shield. You don't always need 100 buttons or complex systems. Sometimes it's nice to just press a few buttons and feel like a badass Roman warrior. But yeah, when it came out, it didn't do well. A lot of people skipped it or just didn't take it seriously. Critics were harsh, said it was shallow. But the thing is, Ryse wasn't trying to be the deepest game ever. It was just trying to give you a cool story, awesome combat, and a world that feels huge and beautiful. And it nailed that. Now, years later, more and more people are going back to it and saying, yo, this was actually fire. It's one of those games that got laughed at for no reason. If you just sit down and play it without expecting it to change your life, you'll probably have a blast. It's short, fun, looks insane, and makes you feel like a gladiator. Alpha Protocol. This game is kind of like Mass Effect, but with spies instead of space. You play as this guy named Michael Thornton. He's a spy, like full-on secret agent style. Guns, sneaking, talking to shady people, going on missions all over the world. You travel to places like Moscow, Rome, and the Middle East. And depending on how you act, the story changes a lot. And that's the big thing about Alpha Protocol, choices. This game is all about choices, but not just big ones at the end of the game. Every little thing you say and do can change how people treat you. If you're rude to someone, they might hate you forever. If you're friendly or flirty or even silent, that changes stuff too. Enemies can become friends, friends can stab you in the back. It's like one big spy soap opera, and you're in control of how it plays out. Even in the middle of missions, you get to choose how you want to play. You can sneak through vents and take people out quietly, or you can go loud with guns and grenades, or you can just talk your way through stuff. There's skills and upgrades and all that, but the heart of the game is in how you shape your version of the story.
Oh, it did. And I thank you, but...
Now here's the sad part. When Alpha Protocol dropped, it flopped hard, like super hard. Reviewers called it buggy, players didn't finish it, it got buried. But years later, people started going back to it and saying, wait, this game was kind of genius. Because it is. It did things that even big games today don't do. Like how your choices really matter, how you can talk your way through boss fights, how different each playthrough can be. Sure, the graphics look old, the combat's kind of stiff. But if you can look past that, this game has one of the smartest and most reactive stories ever made in an RPG. It just needed more polish. It had the heart, the soul, the ideas, just not the budget, maybe. Enslaved, Odyssey to the west. But Enslaved, Odyssey to the West is one of those games that kind of just disappeared. It came out, some people saw it, but not many played it. It flopped in sales. But honestly, this game is a masterpiece that got totally ignored. Like, it's so good, it's kind of sad how many people missed out. You play as this big, strong guy named Monkey. Yeah, that's his name. He wakes up inside a prison ship, and there's this girl named Trip who's also stuck there. They both escape, but then she puts this headband thing on Monkey. It's like a mind control band. If she dies, he dies. So now he has to protect her whether he wants to or not. That's how the game starts, and it only gets better from there. It's set in the future, but not the shiny robot kind. It's all green and wild, like nature has taken over everything. Cities are broken and covered in trees and vines. It's actually really pretty to look at, like weirdly peaceful, even though there are robots trying to kill you. The gameplay is simple but fun. You climb stuff, fight with a staff, protect Trips, and work together. Monkey's the fighter and Trips the smart one. She helps you open doors, distract enemies, stuff like that. It's all about teamwork. But the real magic is the story and the characters. The game isn't super long, and it's not super hard. It's more about the journey, the world, the characters, the feeling. It's one of those games that just feels good to play. But for some reason, it didn't sell much. Maybe it didn't have big ads, or maybe people just didn't get what it was about. But it flopped, which is a huge shame. Because really, Enslaved is one of the best story games from that time. It's got heart, it's got action, it looks amazing, and it still holds up today. It's like one of those hidden movies you find by accident and end up loving forever. Grim Fandango. So Grim Fandango came out way back in 1998 and almost nobody gave it a shot. Total flop. But not because it was bad, it was just way ahead of its time, like too cool for the crowd back then. This wasn't your usual shooty shoot game. Nah, this was something different. It was weird, it was smart, and it had more style than half the stuff out at the time. You play as Manny Calavera, he's a skeleton, yeah, but he's also this slick travel agent for dead people. That's right, you help souls move on to the afterlife, like booking them a ticket out of limbo, but everything's shady and Manny gets wrapped up in some messed up, corrupt underworld business. It's got that classic detective movie feel, jazz music, long coats, everyone's hiding something, but the world is full of dead folks. It's weird, but it totally works. What really makes this game special is the writing. The dialogue is clever as hell, feels like every character has a story, it's funny without trying too hard, and it's got heart when you least expect it. Plus, the whole setting, the Land of the Dead, it's just so different, colorful and dark at the same time. Nobody else was making games that looked or felt like this.
Workers shall control the means of production. Yes!
Gameplay though, yeah, this is where people either loved it or bounced off. It's a puzzle game. You walk around, grab stuff, figure out what to use and where. Some puzzles kinda wild, like you'd be stuck for hours trying to figure out why you need to give a balloon to a demon or whatever. So yeah, it was clunky, and the controls back then, tank style, super awkward. That's probably why it didn't sell. People wanted fast and fun, not slow and thinky. But under all that, Grim Fandango was packed with personality. It was one of those games you remember even years later just because of how different it was. They remastered it later and fixed a bunch of stuff, cleaned up the graphics, gave it better controls, and brought it back for a new audience, and that's when folks finally started to get it. Now, it's considered a classic, like straight up must play before you die kind of classic.
Going down, 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 oh rusty anchor. Guess you gotta hang around.
Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge didn't try to be like everything else. No guns blazing, no big open world with side quests everywhere, just you, rooftops, and movement. This game was all about flow, parkour in first person, which almost no one had done before. You play as Faith, a runner in a clean, cold future city where everything looks perfect, but underneath it all, it's rotten. The vibe is super unique. White buildings, pops of red, clear blue skies. It doesn't look like other games. It feels fresh, even today. And then there's the way way it plays. You're not just pressing a button to jump. You're timing it, grabbing ledges, rolling when you land, sprinting across pipes, crashing through windows. When it clicks, it's like dancing. You get in the zone and just move. No game feels quite like it. But here's the thing, Mirror's Edge didn't do so hot when it came out. It wasn't some big hit. People didn't know what to do with it. A lot of folks got frustrated, fell off rooftops too many times, or just didn't vibe with the no gun, no hand holding style. So yeah, it flopped. EA didn't even rush to make a sequel. It took years before they even touched it again. Still, there's something kind of pure about this game. It's short, it's focused, no filler. You're running, jumping, escaping. That's it. The music's chill, the world is cold and quiet, and the story's simple but interesting. You're just this one person up against a system that wants to crush you. It's not loud about it, it just is. A lot of games now borrow pieces of what Mirror's Edge did back then, the parkour, the movement-first design, but this one still stands out. It had guts. It didn't chase trends, it tried something new, and even though it stumbled a bit, it made history in its own way. Okami. You ever see something so beautiful that you wonder why nobody talks about it? That's Okami. This game dropped back in the PS2 days, and when it did, barely anyone picked it up. It flopped hard, just completely flew under the radar. But man, if there was ever a game that deserved better, it's this one. First off, yeah, the art. This thing doesn't look like any other game. It's not trying to be realistic. It's like you're playing inside a moving painting. Everything's hand-drawn and full of brush strokes and flowing lines. It's inspired by old Japanese art, and it looks gorgeous. Even today, it holds up. You could boot it up right now and it would still feel fresh. You play as a white wolf named Amaterasu. She's actually a sun goddess, but the game never gets all preachy or confusing about it. You're just this quiet, magical wolf going around fixing the world. There's this evil darkness spreading, and your job is to bring life and color back to the land. Wherever you go, trees bloom, rivers flow again, the sky clears up. It's peaceful and satisfying and kind of magical. And the gameplay, it's like a mix of Zelda and something totally its own. You explore, fight monsters, solve puzzles, talk to weird little characters, and do a lot of drawing. Yeah, that's the big thing, the celestial brush. You pause the game and draw symbols right on the screen to make stuff happen. A circle brings the sun back, a slash cuts enemies or opens doors. It's weird at first, but once it clicks, it feels awesome. You're not just pressing buttons, you're painting your way through the story. The game's long, too. Not bloated, but full of stuff to do. Different regions, dungeons, bosses, side quests. The characters are goofy and fun, but the story also has some really sweet and emotional moments. And the music? Don't even get me started. It's peaceful and powerful all at once. Total vibe. But here's the sad part. When it launched, it didn't sell. Not even close. Probably because people didn't know what to make of it. Maybe it looked too artsy. Maybe it was just bad timing. Even the folks who did buy it had to deal with a dumb box art mistake where they forgot to put the main character on the cover. Like, how do you mess that up? Over the years though, Okami got love. It got re-released on newer consoles. People started talking about it more. It became one of those cult classic games, the kind that didn't blow up but stuck with you forever if you played it. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. So back in 2012, this game shows up called Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Funny name, kinda long, sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons thing, right? And yeah, it's a fantasy RPG. Swords, magic, dragons, all that. But it also had something a lot of games didn't have back then. Fun, fast combat that didn't feel slow or stiff. Most RPGs were like, pause the game, plan your move, hit a button, wait. Amalur? Nah, it felt more like an action game. You swing your sword, roll around, cast spells, use crazy moves. It actually felt good to fight stuff. Some people even said it was like God of War meets Skyrim, which, yeah, that's kind of true. Now, the world in this game is huge, like seriously massive. So many different areas, towns, forests, deserts, dungeons. It just kept going, and it wasn't ugly either. Everything was bright and colorful, not all dark and muddy like a lot of fantasy games. It had this cool cartoonish style that made it stand out. Even the armor looked awesome. You'd get this glowing helmet or giant shoulder pads and be like, yeah, I'm a beast now. The story, actually kind of cool too. You're this guy or girl who wakes up in a pile of dead bodies. Not creepy, I promise. You were supposed to be be dead, but some magic brought you back to life, and now you're the only one who can change fate. Everyone else is stuck on a path, they're gonna die a certain way, and that's it. But you can rewrite the future. That idea alone is dope. It gives you this weird feeling of power, like anything is possible. There's also a bunch of choices, different classes, tons of quests, and so many cool weapons. You can go full warrior, stealthy rogue, magic wizard, or mix it all together, and they let you respec whenever you want. So if you're like, I don't like being sneaky, you just switch it up. No punishment. But here's the sad part. Even though the game was fun and solid and had all this content, it flopped big time. It sold okay, but not enough. The studio behind it got shut down, and there was all this drama with lawsuits and government loans and other boring business junk, and just like that, Amalur disappeared. Luckily, people didn't totally forget about it. Years later, they dropped a remaster called Re-Reckoning, kind of funny name, and now more folks are discovering it, but still, it's one of those games that had the bones of something huge. Like, if it had gotten a sequel or more polish, it could have been a big franchise. Mad Max. So Mad Max throws you right into this dry, dusty wasteland. It's post-apocalyptic, the world's all ruined, and no water, barely any gas, and people have gone totally nuts. But somehow it looks beautiful, like weirdly beautiful. The deserts, the sandstorms, the broken highways, even the sun hitting your rusty car just right. It all looks amazing. You'd think a world full of dirt would be boring, but it's not. It's kinda peaceful in a scary way. You play as Max, just Max. He doesn't talk much, he's always mad, and honestly, he's just trying to survive. The game starts off wild. You get your car stolen, your gear taken, and you get beat up bad. So now your goal is simple. Build the ultimate car, get your stuff back, and escape this hellhole. Now the best part of the whole game, the car combat. No joke. You spend so much time in your ride and it feels awesome. You can boost, ram into enemies, shoot harpoons to rip off doors, throw exploding spears. It's just pure chaos. Every battle feels like something out of a movie, and once you upgrade your car, called the Magnum Opus, it becomes this beast of a machine. You want to make it faster, stronger, covered in spikes? Go for it. There's a ton of options and it actually feels worth it. And the hand-to-hand combat is solid too. It's kind of like Batman Arkham, where you punch, dodge, counter, and take on groups of enemies in these brutal brawls. Max fights dirty. Headbutts, body slams, kicks to the face. It's not pretty, but it gets the job done. The world's also packed with stuff to do. Enemy camps to wipe out, secret loot to find, snipers to take down, convoys to chase. Yeah, it has that open world checklist thing, but it's not annoying. The game doesn't force you to do everything. You do it because it's fun. You're just out there driving through sandstorms, fighting off raiders, and trying to stay alive in this broken world. But for some reason, when this game came out, people just didn't care. Maybe it was the timing, maybe folks thought it looked generic, but the truth is Mad Max was way better than it had any right to be. It had style, it had grit, and it nailed the feeling of being alone in a huge, dangerous wasteland. The story wasn't anything super deep, but it had moments, especially near the end, that actually hit kinda hard. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So this is the third game in the reboot trilogy. You had Tomb Raider in 2013, then Ryse of the Tomb Raider, and finally this one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. But here's the thing, this one didn't really hit the same for a lot of people. Some said the story was too slow, Lara felt a little off, and the game tried to be way too serious. And yeah, I get that. The tone is darker, Lara's kind of cold and quiet, and the story's all about ancient stuff, guilt, death, and the end of the world. Not exactly popcorn fun vibes. But if you can look past that, man, there's a lot to love here. First off, the tombs. The actual tombs in Shadow of the Tomb Raider are the best in the whole series, no contest. These things are big, creepy, dangerous, and they actually feel like places someone shouldn't be going into. There's traps, puzzles, deep underground caverns, lost temples. It finally feels like real tomb raiding, not just some side activity like in past games. And they look beautiful. The lighting, the reflections, the way vines hang off broken statues, it all looks so damn good. Now, yeah, the combat wasn't everybody's favorite. There's less of it, and it tries to make you sneak more. Some players didn't vibe with that. And Lara's story this time feels kind of heavy. She's dealing with the fact that she accidentally triggered a literal apocalypse. Not exactly happy-go-lucky adventuring here, but honestly, that darker tone gives it some weight. It's like she's really becoming the hardened Tomb Raider she's meant to be. The sad part is, this game got kind of brushed off. Like, after how big Rise of the Tomb Raider was, people barely talked about Shadow, and it didn't sell as much, it didn't get the hype, and some folks still call it the weakest in the trilogy, but nah man, it's just different, slower, more thoughtful, and way more about exploring than action, and in terms of actual tomb raiding, it absolutely nails it. So yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider might not be everyone's favorite, but it's got some of the best environments, the coolest tombs, and a Lara who's finally starting to feel like the legend she's supposed to be. Not a flop, but definitely underrated.
Only one chance.
Rage 2. So Rage 2 is one of those games where you look at it and go, dang, this looks sick. Big explosions, pink paint everywhere, chunky sci-fi guns, and a main character that can do superpower style moves like ground slams and air dashes. The trailers made it look like Doom met Mad Max with a shot of crazy. And to be fair, the moment-to-moment gunplay, it does feel awesome. Shooting in this game is smooth as butter. The guns hit hard, enemies go flying, and once you start unlocking your powers, you feel like a freaking superhero in the apocalypse. There's a shotgun that literally blows people across the map. There's a power punch that launches dudes into the sky. It's fun, like really fun for a bit. But the problem? The world around that fun kinda empty. It's an open world game, but the world feels weirdly lifeless. You're driving around this big dusty map and half the time you're like, wait, where is everybody? There's a few enemy camps here and there and some races or missions, but nothing really pulls you in. There's not much story to care about either. You're just some ranger dude or lady trying to stop a bad guy who shows up for like 2 minutes total, and then boom, that's kinda it. But hey, if you just want to blow stuff up and don't care about story or deep world building, this game totally scratches that itch. The driving's alright, the shooting's top tier, and the colors? Oh man, it's like someone spilled neon paint all over the apocalypse. Very stylish, very loud. So yeah, Rage 2 is one of those games that starts strong, gives you some cool toys to play with, but then runs out of steam real fast. It had potential, it just needed more heart, or at least more interesting stuff to do between the shootouts. Beyond Good and Evil. With a game that no one played but everyone respects now. So Beyond Good and Evil dropped back in the early 2000s, and right out the gate most people skipped over it. Like nobody was really checking for it. It didn't have a huge marketing push, and the cover wasn't exactly screaming buy me now. It looked kind of weird. A girl with a camera in a sci-fi world full of animal people? Not exactly the stuff selling consoles back then, but the people who did play it, oh man, they found something special. You play as Jade. She's not a superhero, not a soldier, just a regular woman who takes care of a bunch of orphan kids and works as a photojournalist. She lives in this cool futuristic world where something shady is going on. Aliens keep attacking and the government's all like, don't worry, we got this. But spoiler alert, they do not got this. So Jade grabs her camera and starts digging, and what's dope is the gameplay mixes sneaking, exploring, light fighting, and photography. Like, you're literally snapping pics to expose the truth and uncover a conspiracy. And it works. The world feels alive, the music's chill but hits hard in the right moments. And Jade? She's actually a super likable character, strong but real, not some over-the-top tough girl, just someone trying to do the right thing. Now, here's the thing, this game totally flopped when it came out, barely sold. Most folks didn't even know it existed, but over time, people started going back to it, and now it's kind of got this cult following, like one of those, yo, how did this not blow up situations. It's not perfect, the combat's super simple, the camera can be clunky, and yeah, it's a bit dated by today's standards, but it's got soul, it's got heart, and it's telling a story that actually matters in a way that still feels fresh even now. Phase Gone.
We don't have hope.
So Days Gone came out, and people kind of trashed it. Not all of them, but a lot of game reviewers didn't really show it love. Some said it was boring, some said it was buggy, others didn't like the main dude, Deacon. And yeah, maybe the launch was a little rough with some glitches here and there, but man, this game did not deserve all that hate, because if you actually sit down and play it, like really give it time, you'll see it's actually kinda amazing. So you're this biker guy named Deacon St. John. He's not trying to save the whole world or be some big hero, he's just trying to find out if his wife's still alive after the world went to hell. There's zombies everywhere, but they call them freakers here, and these things aren't slow and dumb, they're fast, they scream, and they hunt you in big groups. Sometimes you'll be riding your bike, and a whole freaking horde comes after you. I mean, like 100 of them, gameplays get sweaty real fast. But the game isn't just about killing freakers. There's a whole story going on. It's about love, loss, loyalty, and just staying human in a messed up world. Deacon's not a perfect guy, but he feels real. You can tell he's hurting, but still trying to keep moving. Some of the scenes hit pretty hard, especially later in the story. It goes from just another zombie game to something way more personal. Now, yeah, some missions are a bit slow in the first few hours, not everything clicks right away, but that's kind of the point. The game wants you to live in this world a little. Ride your bike, help camps, do jobs, fix stuff, survive. And speaking of the bike, it's not just a thing you hop on and go, you gotta take care of it. You need gas, you need to repair it. It makes the whole thing feel more real, like you're out there actually surviving. The world in Days Gone is big, but not bloated. You get forests, snowy mountains, rainstorms, creepy abandoned towns, and it all looks good, like really good. The sound design is on point too. You hear freakers in the distance or wolves creeping nearby, and it keeps you on edge the whole time. And don't even get me started on the horde battles. These are straight up chaos. You're throwing Molotovs, placing traps, running like crazy, trying to stay alive. It feels scary, but in a fun way. Every horde fight is like a little puzzle mixed with full-on panic mode. It's honestly kind of wild how this game got pushed to the side. Like, yeah, it ain't perfect, but what game is? It's got heart, it's got style, and it's one of those games that gets better the longer you stick with it. It didn't blow up like other PlayStation exclusives, but that doesn't mean it's trash. It's one of those hidden gems that hits hard once you really dig into it. If you never give it a shot, now's the time. Days Gone is way more than people said. It's not just a zombie game, it's a full ride through a broken world with one of the most underrated stories out there.
What does it matter if everyone else is dead?